Ransom was released in 1996, was directed by Ron Howard, and this film stars Mel Gibson, Rene Russo, Gary Sinise and Delroy Lindo. Ransom is based upon an episode of a US TV show called The US Steel Hour that was released in the 1950s, and that episode was actually adapted into a movie, Ransom, starring Glenn Ford and Leslie Nielsen. In this up-to-date version, we see Mel Gibson play Tom Mullen, a multi-millionaire airline owner whose son has been kidnapped. And then he decides to flip the tables on the kidnappers by offering a ransom as a bounty on their heads to try to capture them. As always, if you are new to this channel, please, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you get notifications for when my videos are going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well. Ransom is a very taut and suspenseful thriller. Whilst the premise is something that we've seen before, what sets Ransom apart from other movies is the brilliant direction of Ron Howard and excellent performances, in particular from Mel Gibson and Gary Sinise. Ransom has a lot of twists and turns in the narrative to keep the viewer engaged. And Ransom is a very slow burning thriller. You see characters that are pictured at certain moments in the narrative and you keep on asking yourself, okay, why was that person focused on? Who is this character? And then you understand why when they're introduced and you find out what their significance is. Ransom is one of Ron Howard's more darker films. Prior to Ransom, Ron Howard was known for directing more light-hearted work for such films as Far and Away, Cocoon, The Paper. This is a film that shows that he's capable of tackling any genre. Ransom is more thriller than it is action. Ransom relies more on tension and suspense than action. But Ron Howard has shown that he's actually capable of directing action, as he did with the 1991 film Backdraft. One of the many things I liked about Ransom was how unique it was. Because we don't just actually get to see how the victims are suffering throughout their ordeal. We actually get to see the aspect of the kidnappers also. We see the tension that they're going through. We see their anxiety, especially in the second half of the movie where Tom Mullen offers the ransom as a reward to catching them. Ron Howard has assembled an excellent cast. Mel Gibson gives an electrifying performance as Tom Mullen, and Mel Gibson does not get enough credit as an actor. Whilst we may know him for his more wisecracking, light-hearted roles in such movies as the Lethal Weapon films, Maverick, Bird on a Wire, Air America, he gives a solid dramatic performance, and he was rightly nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actor. As Tom Mullen, he is dramatic, he is intense, and he is emotional. And Rene Russo, who he starred with in Lethal Weapon 3, the two complement each other perfectly because Rene Russo's character brings the strong emotional arc to the movie. And I like the fact that neither of their performances were over the top. They were very realistic and they were not exaggerated. There was one tense scene where Ron Howard keeps the audience gripped. In the third act of the film, where it looks like Sean may have been killed, we see Tom Mullen go out to the balcony of his penthouse and it looks like Tom has nothing to live for and we think he's going to jump, but he doesn't. And he just sits there and hugs his wife when they think that they've lost their son. That has to be one of the more gripping moments of the film and one of the more emotional elements in the film as well. Gary Sinise as Jimmy Shaker. Gary Sinise is one of the best actors around. The versatility of this man is incredible. And the diverse performances that he has given us in such films as Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Of Mice and Men. He was absolutely chilling as Jimmy Shaker, the cold-hearted bent detective, who we see in the first act of the film, who we think is a good guy, and then we realise that he's actually in on the plot also. There are some electric scenes between Gary Sinise and Mel Gibson. These two don't get to meet until the third act of the film, but the scenes that they do share, where they're communicating with each other via phone, are incredible. And Mel Gibson pulled it out of the bag and showed that he is an excellent actor. And Gary Sinise was just on mesmerising form as always, where they were talking about the Morlocks and when he was threatening about killing his son. And the emotional delivery of Mel Gibson in those scenes was just outstanding. We also see the always reliable Delroy Lindo as the FBI agent assigned to the task. And I like the fact that Ransom wasn't a predictable movie. I liked what they did with Delroy Lindo's character. I like that they kept him straight and honest and that he is there to assist. They didn't make it a predictable element where he could have been in with the kidnappers, like they did with Die Hard 2, with John Amos's character, where it looked like he was actually a good guy, but then he was revealed to be in with the terrorists. And Delroy Lindo and Rene Russo both star together in Get Shorty. We have excellent support from the likes of Liev Schreiber, Nancy Taylor, and Donnie Wahlberg as the kidnappers. Seeing their dynamic, seeing them act together, seeing the emotion that they show when the plot goes awry was excellent. And all of these actors have all gone on to do great things and established themselves as respectable actors. One element in the film, which I always smile when I hear about, there's a subplot where Tom Mullen was involved in a plot with the union. And one of the characters who was implicated in that plot was a character called Jackie Brown, played by the legendary actor Dan Hedaya. And a year later, Quentin Tarantino would write and direct a movie called Jackie Brown, starring Pam Grier. James Horner, a brilliant composer who worked with both Mel Gibson and Ron Howard on Mel Gibson's Braveheart and on Ron Howard's Apollo 13, composes a score that matches the film perfectly, which is very dark, very tense, and very suspenseful. There are some really harrowing scenes, especially when we see how Sean has been kidnapped and locked in a padded room. And the rock music that they play to muffle out his screams and sounds was quite scary and quite disturbing at the same time. And there are some excellent set pieces, especially in the finale with the chase through New York City. Brilliantly orchestrated. And like I said before, this is a film that is more suspense and tense driven than action. But it is a film that is still engaging after 25 years. With one of Mel Gibson's best performances. 1996 churned out some classic movies and some riveting movies, and Ransom is certainly one of them. So if you haven't seen Ransom, I'd recommend you watch it. So this is a movie that I'll give a very strong 8 out of 10 to. So guys, that's my review. As always, thanks for supporting this channel. Keep on supporting it. There will be more reviews coming. I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you get notifications when my videos are going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with, if you've seen Ransom, what do you think about it? And what's your favourite scene from that movie, 25 years on? Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.